If you're looking to own a home or buy a serviced lot, this financial year may just be your time. Several developments are underway by the government and many more are being positioned to come on stream. So keep abreast of developments through the National Housing Trust. On the show today, we share some of these developments and to help you to understand the government's procurement process. There's more, so stay with us.
We are hoping that the time will come to be able to track these calls.
Hello, the house are burned down.
And punish those who are doing this.
All too frequently, a unit is unavailable for an actual fire emergency, merely because it is responding to a false alarm.
And it results in most instances to a waste of resources that could be used for more productive purposes. So I want to encourage members of the public to desist from this practice. We tend to see a spike in false alarm calls during the summer when the kids are home. Because they are home, they have their cell phone and they see it as fun to dial whether 110 or 119 to say that there's a fire somewhere. So we want to encourage parents to pay attention to that as well.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your GIS News for Thursday, April 4, 2024. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ has issued several new service-level standards for the operation of automated banking machines, ABMs. These were made available on Tuesday to deposit-taking institutions, DTIs, that are regulated by the central bank. The BOJ has given the DTIs 9 months to bring their operations into conformity with the guidelines, given the far-reaching nature of the standards. Among the 8 areas covered is the availability of cash, and the regulation stipulates that the maximum time an ABM can be out of cash is 60 consecutive minutes in urban and resort areas and 180 minutes for other areas. No less than 90% of ABMs are to be in operation for at least 95% of the time. Deposit-taking institutions are also instructed to implement systems that will give real-time notification when a machine is out of service. Customers must be notified when there is prolonged malfunctioning of machines, and downtime should not be for more than 3 consecutive hours. The regulations also cover accessibility, fraud minimization, and ABM fees and charges. The BOJ says it will be commissioning assessments of ABM-related fees to determine their reasonableness and relevance. While there are no monetary sanctions for breaches, the central bank says non-adherence may give rise to attendant supervisory consequences. The guidelines are contained in the document Minimum Automated Banking Machine Service Level Standards to strengthen consumer protection for customers of deposit-taking institutions. It can be accessed on the BOJ's website. Jamaica should have its own gamma irradiator technology in operation by May this year. The facility will support research and development that is expected to create significant economic impact. The information was disclosed at a recent JIS think tank by Professor Charles Grant, Director General of the International Center for Environmental and Nuclear Sciences, ICENS, at the University of the West Indies. The facility will be integral to executing the country's technical cooperation projects in the short term. These include using gamma-ray treatment to enhance the production of ginger, resistance to rhizome rot, pathogens, and sterile insect technique for control of mosquitoes, among other things.
By having our own gamma-ray radiator, which hopefully will be functional by May of this year, we'll be able to look at a vast array of agricultural products and prepare ourselves for the upcoming climate change. These crops can be made to be climate resilient, drought resilient, and pest resilient. So there's a lot in the future that I'm really hoping that this will have a huge impact on our economy.
Last year, the government, through ISENS, signed off on the International Atomic Agency's donation of the multipurpose gamma irradiator for Jamaica. This multipurpose gamma irradiator facility will be housed at ISENS on the UWI Mona campus. It will assist national development in areas such as agriculture, medicine, industry, research, and education.
Science, technology, innovation, these are things that we have to do if we are going to sort out the myriad of really serious challenges that we have in our country. The economy, we have spoken quite a bit about that, the health, and so on. And what we are saying is that this technology of nuclear and radiation technologies, these can be very beneficial.
The government is committed to a social investment framework that focuses on identifying and tackling the root causes of the antisocial behavior which form the basis for many violent engagements and criminal activity. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang gave that declaration as he addressed the International Social Care Services Social Work Conference held at the Terra Nova All-Suite Hotel recently. He says the administration is proceeding with a citizen security plan that involves collaboration and coordination among ministries, departments, and agencies to deliver social intervention and crime prevention programs in vulnerable communities. Among those is the Violence Prevention in Targeted Vulnerable Communities and Schools in Jamaica program. There is also an interministerial school support strategy that is being implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Youth. Through this intervention, at-risk students are targeted for early and strategic intervention.
Through this initiative, we have identified 34 primary and high schools and have engaged some 300 students through case management services. We believe that early identification and timely strategic intervention is crucial to this population. And the work of the professional social worker in channeling this particular individual and identifying the family and being able to incorporate the entire ecosystem of the child is crucial to successful transformation.
Indiscipline on the roadway and the damage it creates to the individual is almost like a self-inflicting violence. That's the statement coming from Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, who was speaking at the launch of the National Helmet Wearing Coalition project recently. He says the project marks a significant milestone in the government's collective effort to enhance safety on the roads, particularly motorcycle safety.
Motorcycle safety is crucial because the damage to the individual is more severe than in the motor vehicles. But road safety is critical. We are losing over 400 lives annually on the road, and we can take steps to correct that. It is also distressing to note that more than 80% of motorcyclists who suffered severe head injuries or fatalities were not wearing helmets at the time of the accident.
The National Helmet Wearing Coalition was convened by the JN Foundation and the National Road Safety Council in collaboration with the FIA Foundation. Its goal is to heighten awareness about motorcycle helmet safety. Minister of Labour and Social Security Colonel Charles Jr. is encouraging persons who have been turned down for the Program of Advancement through Health and Education PATH to utilize the ministry's appeal process while they review the selection procedure. He made the statement during the question and answer segment at a town hall meeting in Clarendon recently.
They ought to be advised of the appeal option immediately as they are turned back, right? So once you go through and you don't get through, the next step should be that you're advised you can appeal.
PATH applicants are invited to visit the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's office in their parish of residence to complete the application process. Application may also be undertaken at designated centres, communities, or within the homes of the elderly or persons with disabilities. And finally, athletes in a number of fields are to benefit from over $42 million in grants from the Sport Development Foundation. Minister of Sports Olivia Grange presented the checks recently. National Prep Champions Mona Preparatory School has been allocated $350,000 to assist them at the 12th Annual Florida Netball Classic Tournament. The Aquatic Sports Association of Jamaica received $2 million to assist with expenses at the 37th Carifta Aquatics Championship. With support from the Minister of Finance, $40 million was also given to the Jamaica Chess Federation for the growth development of a grandmaster over a 10-year period.
I look forward to this close relationship with the minister grows from strength to strength, and that the Chess Federation will work closely with the Institute of Sports, which is responsible for the development of sports at the primary school level and grassroots level.
Our ability to compete internationally is something we know we have. The next frontier for Jamaica to excel in internationally is in the area of intellectual sports such as chess.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Apply to the Heart NSTA Trust. Learn a new skill and expand your horizons. Your government has made it completely free to you.
The government is undertaking a wide range of housing development in the 2024-2025 financial year. These will be across all parishes and benefit mostly low-income earners. We recap the key areas from Prime Minister Andrew Holness's recent budget presentation.
Housing has always been among the top priorities for the government, and so, in the 2024-25 fiscal year, it will be introducing special housing policies targeted at young adults. The National Housing Trust, NHT, will reserve up to 10% of its current housing plans for contributors under 35 years old. As a result, over the next 5 years, this age cohort will get access to approximately 4,300 housing solutions at 100% financing. These are for homes valued at up to $15 million, subject to affordability levels.
Based on the NHT's selection system, the longer you contribute, the greater your chance of selection for a scheme unit. Consequently, older contributors are the ones mainly selected for NHT units. The Trust is cognizant of some of the indirect consequences of this policy and its direct impact on specific groups, particularly contributors below the age of 35.
In addition, the NHT is to develop one-bedroom apartment complexes, particularly within or near urban centers, as starter homes. The apartments under the revised First Step Housing Program will be made available to contributors via sale agreements, with an optional buyback clause.
It allows younger persons to enter the housing market at an early stage, enter the housing market, acquire a property, and then when they are at a better stage in life, they can sell the property back to the NHT and still get access to their full benefit.
264 one-bedroom units that are currently under construction at Vineyard Town and Howard Avenue in St. Andrew will be sold under this program. An additional 303 units at Barracks Road in Montego Bay are earmarked and will be targeted to workers in the tourism, BPO and security sectors. The NHT will also be engaging partnerships to build houses for workers in the health, security, education and tourism sectors. This will be done to attract and retain workers in these fields.
Where employers and companies in these sectors own lands in close proximity to their place of employment, the NHT will partner with them to construct housing. The NHT will also reserve units in these select housing developments for sale or lease directly to these companies, who will then make them available to their employees.
Other targeted outputs for the NHT include starting construction on 15,009 units, of which 96% will be reserved for lower middle income to low income contributors. These span across all parishes and comprise 2-bedroom units averaging below $13 million and 1-bedroom units below $10 million, in addition to service lots priced below $4 million. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says a policy directive was given to the NHT 3 years ago for the agency to redirect its resources towards lower middle income to low income earners who are contributors to the trust.
We are not taking on houses, Madam Speaker, where the price point is in middle and high. Madam Speaker, there are a few legacy projects which we were committed to, which we can't come out of, and those projects will continue. But we are not taking on any new project that is outside of the policy guideline for low income to lower middle income.
The NHT is also set to complete approximately 3,744 housing solutions across the island in 2024. In addition, several low-income solutions are to come on stream from a $9 billion commitment from the NHT for the Urban Renewal Program.
The program will be rolled out beyond Kingston and St. Andrew, with areas such as Russia and Grange Hill in Westmoreland, Maypen, Clarendon, Norwood, Glendevon, and flankers in St. James and parts of Spanish Town, St. Catherine are under consideration. Areas within the corporate area under consideration include the Barbican Road, Ligony area, Kasha Park, Cassava Peace, and Red Hills Road.
In relation to dwellings for the homeless, the NHT will work with the Ministry of Local Government to build 14 homeless shelters. Accommodation is also being considered for wards of the state who are in the transitional phase.
An assessment will therefore be done to determine the need in particular parishes, and NHT will look at the provision of appropriate housing solutions.
Meanwhile, the NHT has revised several of its loan products, which will come into effect in the new financial year. Effective July 1, contributors will be able to access a home improvement loan of up to $3.5 million after 10 years. Contributors will also be able to access a new product, the Smart Energy Home Improvement Loan. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says this will allow persons to outfit their homes with any combination of renewable systems.
Contributors may access up to $1.5 million, 2 contributors being able to join and access $1.5 million each for the Green Energy Loan Improvement Loan at a rate of 5% with a payback period of up to 10 years.
Additionally, 30 public sector pensioners from each parish will be able to access up to $1.5 million through the Solar Panel Home Grant to install such systems on their houses. The facilitation will span 3 years, and beneficiaries will be selected at random after being stratified by parish and after satisfying certain criteria.
At the point of retirement, the pensioner was earning less than $30,000 per week at that time, must be a homeowner, and this includes owners of non-NHT constructed houses, must be 60 years and older, and must have already installed these items. Preference will be given to pensioners who live in areas with unreliable, irregular electricity supply, and this grant will enable them to reduce their utility bill and reduce environmental impact.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
The Office of Public Procurement Policy at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service presents Elevate Procurement Conference under the theme Elevate, Innovate, Create on April 23rd to 25, 2024 at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Don't miss 3 exciting days of symposiums by local and international procurement professionals, interactive sessions with industry leaders, and networking opportunities. Admission $50 per day or $135 for all 3 days. Visit mof.gov.jm to register.
I hope you noted those dates, April 23 to 25 on your calendar. Do it if you want to be a supplier of goods and services to the government or simply to understand the procurement process. The next step is to register at mof.gov.jm for the Elevate Procurement Conference. In the meantime, here's some information on the electronic procurement e-commerce portal, the responsibility of the procurement board, and the efficiency of the procurement process. It just might further stimulate your interest.
GOJEP, or the Government of Jamaica's Electronic Procurement System, is a web-based e-commerce system that connects businesses to government in a seamless and efficient way. GOJEP is the central point at which all procuring entities upload their calls for tender, their requests for proposals or their requests for quotes, and GOJEP receives the offer from the supplier in response to those requests for proposal or quotes. GOJEP helps with the evaluation of those offers, and it does so in an efficient and transparent manner so you, the supplier, or any other stakeholder can understand the decisions that are taken leading to the award of contract. That's GOJEP in a nutshell. You can register on GOJEP, www.gojep.gov.jm. Click Register as a supplier and follow the instructions to ensure that you can access government contract opportunities today. The Procurement Review Board is a quasi-judicial tribunal. And what that means, it's a body that's established by the Public Procurement Act that's assembled to hear complaints from aggrieved bidders. That is, those persons who have participated in public procurement and who feel that the system has not worked for them in the way expected. So maybe they will allege that the procuring entity did not follow the rules or that they did not give them the right points, etc. The Procurement Review Board will hear those complaints and will direct the procuring entity or the aggrieved bidder to make restitution or amends as necessary. Now, the Procurement Review Board differs from the Integrity Commission or any other oversight institution. Those institutions are empowered to identify acts of misfeasance and corruption and to ensure that appropriate sanctions are levied against those who are caught in those acts. We have to help them to learn and to become more comfortable doing business. That is, to see themselves as agents that can negotiate effectively, that can identify good deals, that can identify great suppliers, that have the skills to make the right determinations as to when to go to the market, how to get adequate market information, and how to use a number of contingencies in order to ensure that the government's interests are protected. So I think as we develop practitioners, they will become way more efficient and effective. And the second thing, in terms of increasing efficiency, is efforts that we need to do at the Ministry of Finance. So we've started a whole stream of delivering tools to the practitioners that will help them to make decision-making much better. So these tools prompt them as to what to ask for, what to look out for, and how to deal with the contingencies. As we develop as well from the Ministry of Finance and make it easier for persons to gather information and to understand what's necessary in each stage, then I think ultimately public procurement will be more efficient. But, let's be clear. There is only a certain amount of efficiency that we can manage. because there are two concerns. One is that if we try to push the system too quickly, especially for those actions that lead from supplier, that is to say, when they're putting their bids together, if we force them to do that too fast, then they might not consider all the information and therefore might not submit the right bids, and we lose value in that way. The second thing is that right now in Jamaica, we have only a handful of suppliers. And so contracting velocity, if it increases above a certain amount, it might mean that we are awarding contracts quickly, but those contracts might not be implemented for years after they are awarded. So we have to make sure that we tune the system appropriately to achieve that right balance of efficiency and effectiveness.
The public sector touches the life of every single Jamaican. And that is why the government is transforming the way the public sector operates by making better use of technology to improve the delivery of public services, by improving the compensation of public sector workers to attract and retain the skills needed to run a modern and efficient public service, through the training of workers to drive performance, innovation, and decision-making, by reducing waste and eliminating corruption, and other measures to make sure the country gets the best value from every dollar spent. The government of Jamaica is building a better public sector for all.
Hey there! So I recently came across a post from the World Health Organization, and I'm just here assuming that, like me, you're also looking for ways to take care of yourself, right? Well, let's hope so. The post read, 1 in 2 young people is at risk of hearing loss. So here goes. This is what I learned about safe listening habits. How do you even know when noise is damaging your hearing? There are easy tells, and most likely you've experienced one, if not all. You have to raise your voice to talk to other people. You cannot hear what people nearby are saying. It hurts your ears. You have ringing. Did you hear that? Okay, back to what I was saying. If you have ringing in your ears or muffled hearing afterwards, the noise is quite possibly loud enough to damage your hearing. So, what can you do? Keep the volume down. Do not listen to music at more than 60% of the maximum volume. Do not use earphones or headphones for more than an hour at a time. Take a break for at least 5 minutes every hour. Use earplugs in noisy places. Also, if you're in a noisy environment, try to take a break every 15 minutes. Give your hearing about 18 hours to recover after exposure to lots of loud noise. Limit time spent on loud activities. Monitor sound levels using mobile apps. And finally, check your hearing regularly. We oftentimes drown our listening habits in the noise and the vibe, but as you just learned, it takes very little to take care of our hearing health. And that's it. Easy, simple, and done. Happy hearing.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we bring another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.